All right. I'm in Fox Lake right now. I just wanted to show off some basic traps kind of. Someone asked or suggested maybe it'd be nice if someone could like come up with some traps to kind of demonstrate to people that work fairly well. I would say these are basic ones you can throw in your base that are fairly effective. And I'll just kind of go through. I set up some the best I could. I actually experimented with some things over here, and I kind of want to show you that as well. This is one that gets me a lot. This is kind of a variation on the long tunnel. Say you're walking down the hall, your objective is this way. You have either flames or this in your way here. You want to take care of it. This is probably the inferior for what this trap is set up as, putting these up, but this is kind of what you'll see often. People zoom in here, but the problem with this is I have this set up because this is a really effective way of covering that. And most people who are trying to get to this through these are lining these up a little more carefully, although maybe because they're focused, they might go after it. But basically, on a retrieval, this thing smokes your ass. And this should have homing on it. That's my bad. But this normally would follow you up and kind of chop you here. Now, why I think might be better to just take these off is people see this, and this is something you can do. So here's an option. This is what it looks like without. But if you put another lava cube just inside here, it kind of simulates that this is a lava cube. If you do it on this side, you can as well. These are kind of getting expensive. But overall, it's kind of a better way to ensure, like, if I see this and this on both sides, I'm not looking all the way down. I'm not. I'm just going to be like, this is lava. So consider that. But basically, if you chop these up and this is just free, it's more likely that someone will fire at it, and then it's more likely that they're going to go after it. And I think that's how I got more often. I would say if you're going to do this, remove these. If you're just doing 3 lines of lava, I would put one solid here. That kind of makes it weird to catch on, and people get a little frightened, and sometimes it's weird. It catches people. So kind of pick one or the other. Put this with 2 cubes and open this up, or I would say 3 lava cubes. Ditch the sides, obviously, because it is its own. Solidify this and just, put something here, like whatever. That's a repeating trap that doesn't go away. Okay, this is another really common one. Geez, that's loud. This is a 3 rope. Now, I can't put ropes down because I've got lasers in my base elsewhere, and I think there's like 9 types you can put up, and then the 10th you can't. So basically, this is kind of 2 options. Your route is coming through this way. These are either opaque or, if you do a lot of these like this, it gets really disorienting in these squares. Things can be open that aren't. And basically what happens, as for right here, since I went too high, you see these kind of squares. This will grab you. This is your first kind of hook. This is what I use in Clear Lake in my first couple traps. And then what you always have is spikes on the back, if you can. If you got a couple in a row, change them up to the different size. But the idea is that this ropes up. These guys are looking for threats either side. The chance of them turning completely 180 is the least likely of all the directions, so kind of face it in that. And then this is a way to put more pressure down. You can put hooks here with 3 lava, 3 being one that people aren't necessarily comfortable with all the time because it kind of requires a little weird. Right, I'm not in build mode. Jeez. All right, so let me kind of give you an example. There, Ernest is confident. What the fuck is that, dude? Damn, that's weird. Well, hang on a second. I guess I'll go high. On 3 blocks, if these are all lava, people don't know they got to let drop, jump, whoop, and then jump. Now, that was a really bad example, but the idea is that when you get to about here, you can bunny hop. But as you can kind of see, if you screw it up, you'll get toasted a little bit. On 3s, I can get it most of the time. 2s, I'll almost always attempt. This is kind of an alteration of that, of this. These are 3 lava cubes. I would keep these... I don't know. 3 solid might be cool, but you can keep these however you want. They don't really matter. This is where things need to kind of line up a little better. You probably need a lava cube here or here on either side to kind of hide this. This is a slant from the previous one we saw on lava, and this hook would then grab you, and then what would happen is either you'd have something up high, maybe 2, or 1 over to the side. And I thought I cleared this open, but I didn't. Looks like I put 1 instead. And then what you got is this going after you as well. So this is a little more budget, but you might get away with it, especially with a lot of things going on. 3 is hard to fight, so either a lot of times you have to grapple through it into more trouble, and you can set up more danger ahead, like what I have here, or you got to kind of stand and fight one by one. You can pick them off though, by doing a lean. So just a really basic one. It catches people, and the reason this has got to be too high is because of the illusion of the many blocks, but also when this thing triggers, you're either going to back up, which is most often, or they're going to push through, and in either case they get pulled through 2 lava blocks typically, or 3, because you'd have this ideally also surrounded with lava. And then that's how you get a lot of your burns. Don't go for the quick reel in, but go for the quick throw out. Although the change in speed is negligible to me. I've never really noticed it, and so in some cases I'm like, fuck it, just do the grab and drop and some other traps. Okay, this is kind of a redirection lava cube thing. I have one opaque. I've kind of made it clear so you can kind of look inside at the mechanisms and how you set it up. But basically, you walk in. Let's do this. You have something set up in a way that's got a lot of stuff going on. You can decorate it however you want. But the idea is that they have to go through this to initiate this. And once they do, bombs go in all directions. And in that case, it didn't go down this one. In the first test, it went down all three. So what you have is multi-coverage. And the reason you want even one little slot is to give that alert to push them into the others. But basically, this covers a large kind of corner for one bomb and just some better setups, This you can alter. You can ramp down further. You can put that the bombs up higher. This is kind of how I do it. Let me get up in here. This is one example where you're at flush with the ceiling. This bounces. A couple of these go in here. Typically 1 or 2 go in here, but even just in here, it gives the alert and that pushes them. And then here's one that kind of plops right down in. Now you can kind of bounce this and make it go into another if you want, like kind of make this a quarter. And you can get it to kind of through that, especially if you put the spring loaded on. These guys fly all over the fucking place. And then this is something I've seen, and I'm sure you guys have too, on Reddit, and it's kind of what I'm experimenting with. I've set up some dead man drops. People are like launching them like cannons. It's fucking awesome. So I put up a couple different types because I want to see if there's any difference in distance. Unfortunately, I built this after this because I'm a moron and I didn't think about the test I was going to take. But so basically, oh, that was a really poor timing for me. Sorry about that. How about this? That's fairly far from that height. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blocks. And it pushed him 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 blocks. 5 blocks high, pushes him about 6. Those are both bad examples. I also put in one more because I was curious. I put a flyer in. And I was wondering with the physics that they have, do they go longer? And I'm just going to see. I actually don't know. Oh, he blew up in there. Mother fudge. We'll never know. Well, you know what? You can. This is Fox Lake. It's on social. Go for it. These are just some basic things. If you want to throw in your base, it'll get people off. I mean, most... not walking that back. It will get people offed. But, most kind of people who've run through more bases, they'll know kind of what these setups are. You see an opaque thing on the ceiling, it's a dead man drop or a redirected grenade in most cases. But people are getting clever and they're using the physics, and so these are just kind of some things to throw in and maybe get ahead on some people. This is a very simple trap for very low budget, and this gets people a lot. It gets me, and I built a base basically utilizing this to a heavy degree. So check these out, and if you want to experiment with your own or just in your own experiments, this is Fox Lake. I put these see-through so you can kind of get an idea of how to lay them out if you're kind of curious. But anyways, if you got any other ideas or can like demonstrate in any way, let me know, and I'll try and get something going and clear some of this up to kind of give you some stuff to go off of. But anyways, thanks for stopping.